scared, will act as your escort tonight to Washington.
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, Aunt March.
Oh, my knee. Oh, no. Oh, be careful. What's this I hear? What's this I hear? March, sick in Washington. Serves him right. Serves him right. I always said it was absurd for him to go into the army, and perhaps next time he'll take my advice.
Father did what he thought was right, Aunt March.
Won't you sit down, Aunt March?
No, I won't sit down. A stronger man could have done more. Shouldn't have gone, shouldn't have gone. I knew he would get a fever or something. Never did know how to take care of himself or his money. You needn't be begging me for help now if he had. He'd give his last dollar or the shirt off his back to the first man who asked him. Now, where would I be if I'd done the same, I'd like to know?
I'm sorry to ask for the money, Aunt March, but I've nothing for the railroad journey.
Of course not, of course not. You're just as bad as he is, and then expect me to come to the rescue. You may be willing to end your days in a poorhouse, but I'm not. I'm a sick old woman, and I need all I've got.
The money will be repaid, Aunt March.
What? And when, I'd like to know. Such wastefulness. Gallivanting off to Washington on a scare telegram. I can't afford such trips. When you see my nephew, ask him what he means by going off to the war, getting sick, and then asking me to pull him out of this hole. What does he mean by it, I say? What does he mean? Oh, oh, my knee. Why don't you ask me to sit down? Where is Josephine? She's the only practical one that's in this family.
Joe went to do some errands for Mother. Lori is out with...
Oh, just as I thought. She's probably gadding about that rattle-pate boy. It's not proper.
Joe is not with Lori, Aunt March.
Well, so much the better. Oh, oh, my knee! Oh, my knee! Oh, I'll never sleep tonight. Tell Josephine to come and read me a story. Oh, I do hope for good news in my nephew, but don't expect it. March never had much stamina. Good night. Here's the 25 you asked for. And a check for 50 more. Why, I know there are plenty of bills to pay. Oh, Michael May. After all that nonsense, a dreadful family. Anybody home? Where is everybody? Bless me! What's all this?
It's Father's friend. I'm so surprised to see you, Aunt March.
That's evident. What's Father's friend been saying to make you look like a piney? There's mischief going on here, and I insist upon knowing what it is.
Nothing. We were just talking. Mr. Brooke came for his umbrella.
Brooke! The boy's tutor? I understand now. You haven't gone and accepted him, child.
Hush, he'll hear. Shan't I call Mother?
Not yet! Tell me, do you mean to marry this cook?
Brooke.
If you do, not one penny of my money goes to you. Remember that.
I shall marry whom I please, Aunt March, and you can leave your money to anyone you like.
Hoity-toity! Is that the way you take my advice, miss? You'll be sorry for it by and by when you tried love in a cottage and then found it a failure.
It can't be any worse than some people find it in big houses.
Oh, beg, my dear. Be reasonable and take my advice. I don't want you to spoil your life by making a mistake in the beginning. You ought to marry well and help your family. It is your duty to make a rich match, and it ought to be impressed upon you.
Father and mother don't think so. They like John, though he is poor.
Your parents, my dear, have no more worldly wisdom than 2 babies.
I'm glad of it.
This crook
Brooke
is poor and hasn't any rich relatives, has he?
No, but he has many warm friends.
You can't live on them. Try it, and see how cool they'll grow. He hasn't any business, has he?
No, but Mr. Lawrence is going to set him up with one.
That won't last long. So, you intend to marry a man with no money, business, or position. Go on working harder than you do now, where you might be comfortable all your days by minding me and doing better. I thought you had more sense, Meg.
I couldn't do better if I waited half my life. John is good and wise. He has heaps of talent. He's willing to work and sure to get on. He's so energetic and brave. And I'm proud to think that he cares for me, though I am young and silly.
He knows you've got rich relatives, child.
Aunt March, how dare you say such a thing? John is above such meanness, and I won't listen to you a minute if you talk so. My John wouldn't marry for money any more than I would. I'm not afraid of being poor, for I've been happy so far. And I know I shall be with him, because he loves me, and I...
Will I wash my hands of the whole affair? You are a willful child, and have lost more than you know by this piece of folly. No! I won't stop! I'm disappointed in you, and haven't spirit to see your father now. Don't expect anything from me when you're married. Your Mr. Perk's friends must take care of you. I'm done with you forever!